Welcome to Histosleep, a place where every gentle sound guides you toward peace, and every moment helps you drift into deep, restful sleep. I'm so glad you've joined me tonight. Dear listener, take a moment to settle in. Let your shoulders soften, your jaw unclench, and your breath slow just a little. Feel the surface beneath you, steady and supportive. Notice the quiet around you, or the gentle background sounds already present. There is nothing you need to do right now, nowhere you need to go. This time is simply for rest, for ease, for drifting gently toward sleep. Allow your breathing to become natural and unforced. Inhale through your nose, slowly, comfortably. Exhale through your mouth, as if you are fogging a mirror. Each breath can feel like a small wave, rolling in and out, calm and predictable. If your thoughts wander, that is perfectly fine. Let them pass like distant clouds. You do not need to follow them. Feel your feet grow warm and heavy, your calves relax, your knees soften, your thighs release the day they have carried. Your lower back loosens, then your upper back, as if a quiet warmth is spreading there. Your hands rest easily. Your arms feel pleasantly weighted. Your neck lengthens. Your scalp relaxes. Even the tiny muscles around your eyes can rest now. You are safe. You are comfortable. You are allowed to rest. Our story today begins at dusk, at the edge of a city that hums softly as daylight fades. It begins at the moment when the sky turns the color of burnished copper and lavender, and the air cools just enough to be refreshing. A tired traveler walks slowly along a stone road leading into Alexandria. Their pace is unhurried, not because they have nowhere to go, but because the day has been long and their body knows it is time to slow down. Sand whispers under their sandals. A warm breeze carries the distant scent of salt from the sea, mixed with smoke from hearth fires being lit for the evening meal. The traveler has no map in hand, no urgent destination, only a gentle curiosity and a deep weariness that feels almost pleasant. Lamps begin to glow along the streets, their light soft and golden, reflecting off pale stone walls. Voices drift by in murmurs, calm and low, as if the city itself is preparing for sleep. As the traveler turns a quiet corner, they notice a broad staircase they had not seen before. It rises slowly, invitingly, flanked by tall columns that seem to hold the sky in place. At the top, doors stand open. Beyond them, a hush unlike any other spills out into the evening air. The traveler pauses, feeling a subtle pull, like gravity, but kinder. They climb the steps, one at a time. Each step feels grounding, solid, cooling beneath their feet. Inside, the Great Library of Alexandria opens wide and welcoming. The air within is still and soothing, touched with the faint scent of parchment and polished stone. High ceilings stretch upward, disappearing into shadow. Oil lamps glow steadily, their flames calm and unwavering. Rows of shelves extend into the distance, scrolls resting side by side like sleeping birds. The moment the traveler crosses the threshold, something changes. Time slows, not abruptly, but gently, like a river widening as it approaches the sea. The traveler's breath deepens without effort. Their shoulders drop. Their thoughts, once busy and scattered, begin to line up neatly, then soften, then drift apart. They take a step forward. The marble floor is cool and smooth beneath their feet. Each step feels heavier than the last, in the most comforting way, as if the ground itself is encouraging them to rest. As the traveler walks past the first shelves, the scrolls seem to hum quietly, not with sound, but with presence. Knowledge sleeps here. Stories rest. Centuries of human thought lie folded and waiting, peaceful and patient. With every shelf passed, the traveler's mind grows quieter. Their worries feel far away now, like a distant shore seen through mist. Their body responds naturally, sinking deeper into calm. If these quiet tales are helping you drift off, a gentle like or a silent subscribe would mean the world. It helps this sleepy corner of the internet reach others who need a little calm too. I always wonder, where in the world are you listening from right now? If you're still awake, leave a whisper of a comment. Maybe your city and the time on your clock. It's a beautiful thing, this quiet little global gathering, all connected through stories and stillness. Now, let's set the mood, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and get comfortable. The traveler continues deeper into the library, moving as though through warm water. The sound is rhythmic, soothing, steady. They do not feel the need to sit or stand or do anything at all. There is no need. Humanity, breathing, learning, wondering, resting. Time continues to loosen its hold. The traveler moves again, slower now. Each step is deliberate. They pass through a hall of maps, where the world is drawn as it was once known. Coastlines curve gently. Mountains rise in careful lines. Seas are shaded in pale blues. Another hall opens into a space filled with cushions and low benches. The stone here is warmed by the day's sun, releasing its heat slowly into the evening. Somewhere nearby, a keeper of the library moves quietly, adjusting a lamp, smoothing a scroll back into place. They nod to the traveler with a knowing smile, as if to say, "Rest is welcome here." The traveler's head tilts slightly. Their breathing becomes even slower now. With each breath out, they feel themselves sink further into the bench, into the moment, into calm. A distant owl calls from outside. The sound echoes faintly through the high windows, then fades. The great library holds the night, and the night holds the traveler. Their eyes close, not fully, just enough to rest, enough to drift, enough to sleep. With each gentle rise and fall of the chest, the library seems to grow softer around them. Lamps dim just a touch, not flickering, simply settling into a quieter glow. Shadows lengthen across the marble floor, stretching like long, relaxed cats finding their place for the night. Just a quiet settling, like blankets being adjusted. The kind that comes right before sleep, when the body knows it is safe. After some time, though time no longer feels important, the traveler rises again, slowly, carefully, not because they must, but because the library gently invites them onward. Small clay tags hang from each one, softly clicking against the shelves as the air moves. The mind becomes a wide open field at dusk, empty and peaceful. Their footsteps echo faintly, then fade, absorbed by the stone. Each step feels deliberate, grounding. The marble is cool, steady, reliable. The traveler feels supported by it, as if the floor itself understands weariness. A gentle breeze slips through a high window, carrying the scent of night-blooming flowers from somewhere in the city below. The fragrance is light and sweet, barely there. It settles in the traveler's breath, then drifts away again. The corridor opens into a circular chamber. The surface reflects the lamps above, turning them into small, golden stars. The traveler approaches the edge, and looks down. Their reflection gazes back, softened by the water's gentle shimmer. Lines of fatigue seem to smooth. The eyes look calmer, kinder. The traveler feels a quiet acceptance settle in their chest. This is enough. Right now is enough. A drop of water falls from somewhere above, creating a single ripple that spreads outward, slowly and even, until the surface is still again. The traveler watches the ripple fade, and with it, another layer of tension slips away. Breathing becomes almost automatic now, deep and slow. In, out, in, out. The library seems to breathe with them. Somewhere far off, the city of Alexandria settles into night. Doors close gently, voices quiet. Lamps are blown out one by one. The world outside grows dim, but inside the library, the calm remains steady and warm. The traveler's eyelids flutter, then rest half closed. Thoughts drift in and out without meaning. Images appear, then dissolve. A shoreline, a childhood memory, a face they cannot quite place. None of it asks for attention. They stand again, eventually, moving as if guided by instinct rather than thought. Another hall awaits, this one filled with low shelves and wide windows that open to the night sky. Stars scatter across the darkness, bright and patient. Star charts lie open on tables, their markings delicate and precise. The traveler traces a finger along one page, not reading, just feeling the texture of the parchment. It is smooth and cool, grounding. The stars above seem to shift slowly, almost imperceptibly. Time stretches further, loosening its grip completely. There is only this quiet movement, this gentle presence. A cushioned alcove beckons from the far wall. It is draped with soft fabric, muted in color, catching the lamplight in calm folds. The traveler steps inside and reclines, supported on all sides. The space feels like a nest, sheltered and still. They exhale deeply, sinking into the cushions. The body relaxes fully now, legs heavy, arms warm, hands loose. Even the small muscles around the mouth soften. The library is steady, protective. A keeper passes once more, placing a small lamp nearby. Its flame is low and steady, casting a soft circle of light. The keeper does not speak. There is no need. Their presence alone feels reassuring, like a quiet promise that everything is as it should be. The traveler's breathing slows further. Each breath seems to take longer, stretching comfortably. Pauses appear between breaths, peaceful and unhurried. In those pauses, there is nothing, and that nothing feels good. The sound of the distant hearth returns, a gentle crackle, steady and warm. It blends with the faint rustle of curtains and the soft hum of the building itself, a harmony of quiet. The traveler's eyes close fully now, not with effort. They simply rest. Sleep begins to approach, not as a sudden drop, but as a slow tide. It rises around the edges of awareness, warm and forgiving. The Great Library of Alexandria continues its vigil through the night. Scrolls remain still. Lamps burn patiently. The air stays calm and cool. The traveler drifts, half dreaming, half awake. Images flow gently, hallways of light, shelves stretching into mist, the sound of footsteps that are not their own. There is no urgency in any of it. The traveler sleeps, and the library adjusts itself around them. Lamps dim further, responding as if guided by a shared intuition. Shadows soften their edges. Even the air seems to grow thicker, warmer, wrapping the alcove in a cocoon of quiet. Outside the windows, the stars continue their slow journey across the sky. A thin cloud passes, briefly veiling them, then drifting on. The night breathes in, breathes out. The traveler dreams, though the dreams are gentle and unformed. Not stories, not scenes, but sensations. The feeling of cool water around the ankles, the sound of wind through tall grass, the comfort of being very young and very safe. These impressions rise and fall without demanding attention. Somewhere deeper in the library, a bell sounds softly, not loud enough to wake anyone, just a low, resonant tone that marks the passing of an hour or perhaps a century. It is impossible to tell here where time has learned to be patient. The traveler shifts slightly in their sleep. The cushions support the movement easily, then settle again. Breathing remains slow and even. The body has surrendered fully to rest now, trusting the place, trusting the night. In another hall, far from the alcove, scrolls rest in perfect stillness. They do not mind being unread. They have waited before. They will wait again. Knowledge here is not demanded. It simply exists. A breeze moves through the upper galleries, brushing against hanging tapestries. They sway almost imperceptibly, their woven patterns blurring in the low light. The movement creates a soft, rhythmic whisper, like waves breaking far away. The library's hearth releases a gentle sigh as a log settles. A few sparks rise, then disappear. The warmth remains constant, comforting. The traveler's dreams deepen. Awareness drifts further away from the waking world. Thoughts no longer form at all. There is only sensation, and even that begins to thin. The city of Alexandria sleeps now. Streets empty, markets quiet, ships at harbor rock slowly, ropes creaking softly in time with the tide. The sea reflects the moon, a pale ribbon of light stretching toward the horizon. Inside the library, the night reaches its deepest point. This is the hour when the building feels most alive, though no one is awake to notice. Columns seem to hum faintly, resonating with the memories held within their stone. The floor remembers every step taken upon it, every weary scholar, every curious child, every traveler who wandered in seeking shelter from the world. The traveler is one of many, and yet, at this moment, they are the only one who matter. Their breathing grows even slower, deeper. The pause after each exhale lengthens, comfortable and unbroken. The body has found its natural rhythm of rest. Sleep now holds them completely. There is no sense of falling, no sense of drifting away. Only a gentle sinking, as if into warm sand or still water that supports without resistance. Time loosens further, dissolving at the edges. If you are listening still, your own body may feel similar, heavy, warm, supported. There is nothing you need to hold on to, nothing you need to remember. The story can continue without you. The Great Library keeps watch. Hours pass, or perhaps moments. It makes no difference. The lamps burn low, then lower still, until they are little more than glowing embers of light, enough to guide, enough comfort. The traveler does not stir. At some point, just before dawn, the sky outside begins to change. Not abruptly, slowly, almost shyly. Black softens into deep blue, blue into gray. The first suggestion of morning touches the horizon. Inside the library, nothing rushes to meet it. The alcove remains dim. The cushions remain warm. The traveler remains asleep. Birdsong begins faintly, filtering in through the high windows. One call, then another, gentle, unhurried. The sound weaves itself into the traveler's dreams without waking them. The keeper returns quietly, checking lamps, moving with practiced ease. They pause by the alcove, observing the sleeping traveler with a calm expression. A blanket is placed gently over them, light and breathable, just enough to add another layer of comfort. The keeper moves on. The sun rises further now, light spilling into the upper reaches of the library. It touches the tops of shelves, the edges of columns, the rims of scrolls. Dust motes dance lazily in the beams, slow and unbothered. The traveler remains wrapped in sleep, resting deeply, fully. This is a gift from the library. Not only knowledge, but rest. Not only answers, but quiet. Morning settles in slowly, almost reluctantly, as if it does not wish to disturb the peace it finds inside the library. Light grows warmer, softer, filtering down through layers of stone and time. It never reaches the alcove directly. The traveler remains cradled in dimness, wrapped in a gentle half-night. Sleep here is deep and generous. It does not rush. It does not pull the mind toward waking. It allows the body to take exactly what it needs. The traveler's breath is steady now, smooth as a calm tide. In, out, in, out. Each breath seems to come from deeper within, effortless and sure. Muscles remain loose, heavy in the most comforting way. Dreams have faded into something quieter still. Not images, not thoughts, just rest itself. A vast, peaceful stillness where nothing presses in. The library hums faintly, almost below hearing. Stone warming in the early sun, wood settling, air shifting lazily through corridors. These sounds do not intrude. They soothe like a lullaby, too soft to follow, yet always present. Somewhere nearby, a window is opened just a little more. Fresh air slips inside, cool and clean. It carries the distant sound of the sea, a slow rhythmic hush that blends perfectly with breathing. The traveler turns slightly beneath the blanket, not waking, just adjusting, the way one does when sleep is deep and kind. The fabric moves softly, then stills again. Time stretches on, unmeasured. In another part of the library, early light reveals carvings along the walls. Leaves, waves, stars etched into stone. They catch the sun and release it gently, scattering brightness in muted patterns across the floor. Even light behaves differently here, learning patience. The keeper moves quietly once more, footsteps barely touching the marble. They carry a small tray, setting it down near a window, a cup of water, a piece of bread, a fig, simple nourishment, left without expectation. It will be there when needed, or not at all. The traveler does not notice. They are far beyond noticing now. If you are listening, you may feel yourself drifting just as deeply, thoughts slipping away, awareness narrowing to breath, to warmth, to the gentle weight of your body resting. There is no need to stay with every word. You can let the voice fade into the background. The story will hold itself. The Great Library has learned this art over centuries, letting go, allowing silence, trusting rest. Outside, the city stirs slowly. A merchant opens a shutter. A cart rolls softly over stone. Somewhere, laughter drifts up briefly, then fades. Life resumes, but it does not hurry the library. It does not reach inside. The traveler sleeps on. Their face is calm, untroubled. Whatever journeys brought them here feel distant now, as if belonging to another life. The road, the heat, the effort of walking. All of it has dissolved into this moment of stillness. Sleep deepens again, folding inward. Breath slows a fraction more. The body settles fully into the support beneath it, trusting completely. This is the kind of rest that restores without effort, that repairs quietly, that asks nothing in return. The library remains unchanged, unwavering. Shelves stand steady, scrolls rest undisturbed, lamps wait, unlit, ready for evening once more. The day will pass, evening will return, and if the traveler wakes, they will do so gently. If not, the library will continue to watch. For now, there is only this: quiet, warmth, rest. The story does not need to end. It can simply soften, like a light dimming, like footsteps fading down a long corridor, and you can sleep. The Great Library is alive, breathing slowly like a sleeping giant, not in any way that startles or demands attention, but in a way that feels ancient and steady. Each room inhales and exhales, almost imperceptibly. Stone cools, then warms. Air drifts inward, then outward again. The rhythm matches the distant sea, waves rolling against the harbor walls far beyond the windows. If you listen closely, you can sense it. A long, quiet inhale, a gentle pause, a slow, patient exhale. Without trying, your own breathing begins to follow, in and out. The traveler remains asleep, but now the story shifts, inviting you to wander the library yourself. You do not need to stand or move your body. Simply imagine. Let the voice guide you, and let the library do the rest. You find yourself standing in a wide hall where the ceiling arches high above, disappearing into shadow. As the library inhales, the air feels cool against your skin. As it exhales, warmth returns, subtle and comforting. Lamps brighten slightly on the inhale, then soften again on the exhale. There is no rush here. The library sets the pace. You take a step forward, and the marble beneath your feet feels solid, grounding. With every step, your body feels heavier, more supported, not tired, just settled, as if gravity itself has become kinder. In and out. Shelves line the walls, curving gently, never ending abruptly. Scrolls rest quietly, wrapped and tied, their edges softened by time. They do not whisper words. Instead, they release calm. Each one seems to hold a fragment of patience, of long nights spent thinking, learning, resting. As you pass them, your thoughts begin to thin. The mind no longer jumps ahead. It stays right where you are, in and out. You enter another room, smaller, rounder, more enclosed. Here, the breathing of the library is easier to feel. The walls seem to rise slightly with each inhale, then relax as the air flows out again. Curtains stir in time with it. Dust motes float lazily, moving only when the library exhales. Your chest follows without instruction. In pause, out, the sound of the sea grows clearer here. Not loud, just a present. A steady hush that blends perfectly with the slow breathing of the space. It feels as though the entire building is resting beside the water, lulled by its rhythm. You notice how your shoulders have dropped, how your jaw is no longer tight, how your hands rest loosely, fingers uncurled. You move deeper still. In a long gallery, tall windows reveal a strip of blue beyond the city. Sunlight reflects off the water, sending soft, wavering patterns across the stone floor. The patterns drift slowly, back and forth, like breath made visible, in peekaboo and out. Benches line the walls here, worn smooth by generations of visitors. You choose one without thinking and sit. The moment you do, the library's breathing seems to deepen, as if acknowledging you. The bench supports you fully. Your legs feel heavy. Your back eases into stillness. There is nothing you need to hold yourself up for, in and out. Each breath now feels like it reaches deeper than the last, filling the belly, expanding the ribs, softening the chest, then releasing slowly, completely. The library exhales with you. Somewhere nearby, a hearth crackles quietly. The sound rises and falls, never sharp, never sudden. Just another layer of warmth woven into the space. You imagine the faint smell of wood smoke, dry and comforting. Your eyelids feel heavier now, not forced closed, just relaxed, content to lower halfway, then a little more, in and out. You sense other rooms nearby, all breathing together. A hall of maps rising and falling. A chamber of star charts glowing softly, then dimming. An archive of poetry resting in long, slow breaths, like a sleeper dreaming. The entire library moves as one, a vast, ancient body at rest. And you are part of it now. Your breathing has fully synchronized. There is no separation, no effort. Breath moves you, not the other way around. In, slow, and out. Thoughts no longer complete themselves. They begin, then dissolve. Images blur at the edges. Awareness narrows to breath, to warmth, to the gentle sense of being held within something much larger than yourself. The bench beneath you feels softer, or perhaps your body is simply letting go more deeply. Either way, you sink just a little further into comfort. In and out, the sound of the sea fades into a steady backdrop. The breathing of the library becomes the primary rhythm, slow, reliable, endless. You no longer need to imagine moving. Even imagination begins to rest. The Great Library continues to breathe, and you can rest with it. If you drift into sleep here, the story will not matter. The library will continue its slow inhale and exhale long after words fade away, in and out. Nothing more is required, only rest. Long after sunset, when the last visitors have gone and the city outside has grown quiet, a calm, solitary librarian begins their walk through the Great Library. You do not hear their footsteps at first. They move slowly, deliberately, as if they do not wish to disturb the air itself. The marble floors are cool now, holding the memory of the day's warmth. Oil lamps line the halls, their flames small and steady, flickering just enough to cast soft, living shadows along the walls. The librarian carries no heavy books, no long lists, only a small lamp in one hand and a gentle presence that seems to quiet everything it passes. As they move through the first hall, the scrolls respond. Not with sound you could name, not with words or voices, but with feelings. A faint sense of completion, of being understood, of having been held open long enough. The librarian pauses at a shelf and reaches out, fingertips brushing the edge of a scroll. The contact is light, respectful. The scroll relaxes, as if exhaling. Its story, whatever it may be, settles in on itself, no longer eager to be told. This is the librarian's work, not reading, not learning, but listening in a deeper way. They walk on lamps' glow, swaying gently with each step. The light moves across stone, across wood, across linen, wrapped carefully around centuries of thought. The library breathes around them, slow and even, and the librarian matches that rhythm without effort. In one room, the air feels restless. The librarian senses it immediately. A few scrolls here were handled late into the evening, their ideas still stirred, their energy lingering. The librarian lowers the lamp and moves closer. With unhurried care, they straighten a scroll, smoothing the linen. Another is shifted slightly, given more space to rest. The movements are small, almost ceremonial. With each adjustment, the room grows calmer. The whispering feelings soften. Elsewhere, a table has been left with a scroll partially unrolled. The librarian approaches, pauses, then gently rolls it closed, not tightly, just enough to say, "You can rest now." The scroll seems to settle, its presence dimming into quiet contentment. The librarian continues on. They pass through halls of history, halls of stars, halls of poetry. Each one has its own mood, its own way of holding the day. The librarian adapts without thinking. Slower here, a pause there, a longer moment beside a shelf that feels especially full. Oil lamps are adjusted, wicks trimmed so the light remains soft and steady. Too bright would wake the room. Too dim would leave it uneasy. The balance is important. As the librarian moves, the great library responds. Breathing deepens, shadows soften. The entire structure seems to sink further into rest. In a quiet corner, a traveler sleeps in an alcove, wrapped in a light blanket. The librarian notices, but does not stop. They turn the lamp slightly away, letting the shadows protect the sleeper. The traveler's breathing remains slow, undisturbed. This too is part of the work. The librarian walks on. Every shelf they pass grows heavier with calm. Every scroll settles deeper into stillness. Knowledge here is patient. It does not demand to be used. It is content simply to be. Eventually, the librarian reaches the central hall. They stand there for a long moment, lamp held low, listening to the library as a whole, to the slow inhale of stone, the gentle exhale of air, the distant hush of the sea. Satisfied, they turn and begin the walk back. Behind them, the great library sleeps. And as you listen, you may feel that same quiet settling within yourself. Thoughts tucked in, muscles loosening, the day gently folded away. There is nothing left to do. The stories are resting, and so can you. As the night deepens, the librarian moves into a lesser-known wing of the great library, one that few visitors ever notice. The air here feels different, softer, almost luminous. The oil lamps are spaced farther apart, their light dimmer, as if this place prefers shadow. These shelves hold no histories, no measurements of stars or records of kings. These scrolls hold dreams, forgotten dreams gathered quietly from people across the world, dreams that were once dreamed deeply, then set aside, dreams of gentle places, of safety, of being understood, dreams that never needed to become anything more than what they were. The librarian slows their pace here. They can feel the dreams before they touch them. Each scroll carries a quiet warmth, a residue of emotion rather than thought, a sense of hope, of comfort, of curiosity. Some are light and airy, others are dense, heavy with feeling. All of them are waiting. The librarian stops at one shelf and lifts a scroll carefully, cradling it as one might hold something fragile. They do not open it right away. Instead, they stand still, breathing with the library, allowing the dream inside to recognize that it is safe. When the scroll is unrolled, no words appear. Instead, a feeling rises, a memory of lying in tall grass under a summer sky. The sound of insects humming, the certainty that everything is fine just as it is. The librarian closes their eyes for a moment. acknowledging the dream, honoring it. Then, with a gentle motion, they lift the scroll toward an open window. The night air drifts in, cool and clean. The dream loosens, lifting like a soft breath. It floats upward, invisible yet present, slipping out into the sky above Alexandria. Outside, the dream becomes light, not bright, not sharp, just a faint glow, like a new star finding its place. It drifts slowly over the city, joining countless others, moving without urgency. The librarian watches until it fades into the vastness of the night. They return to the shelf and select another scroll. This one releases the feeling of warm lamplight in a quiet room, of a voice reading softly, of falling asleep without fear. The librarian smiles faintly and lets this dream go as well. It rises, light as breath, and joins the sky. One by one, the dreams are released. A dream of traveling without being tired. A dream of returning home. A dream of floating on calm water. A dream of being held and understood. Each one becomes a small point of light, drifting upward, spreading calm across the dark. From the streets below, no one notices anything unusual. The stars simply seem a little kinder tonight. The sky is a little more full. Inside the library, the shelves grow lighter as the dreams depart. The air feels clearer, more open. The work is slow, unhurried, deeply peaceful. The librarian moves through the wing, releasing dream after dream, never rushing, never lingering too long. There is a natural rhythm to it, guided by the breathing of the building and the pull of the night sky. When the last scroll is empty, the librarian rolls it closed and returns it to its place. It rests now without longing, content in its emptiness. The librarian steps back and surveys the room. The shelves are calm. The air is still. The lamps burn low. Outside, the sky above Alexandria glows softly with drifting points of light. Forgotten dreams finding their way back into the world, offering rest to anyone who looks up without knowing why. The librarian turns away, their task complete for the night. And as the dreams float above the city, you may feel something lift within you as well. A quiet release, a gentle lightness. Whatever dreams you have forgotten are safe. They are already on their way back to you. You can rest now. The library will keep breathing. The night will keep holding you, and sleep will come easily, gently, when you are ready. The quiet hours before sunrise arrive without announcement. The city beyond the walls is hushed. Scholars sleep deeply in their homes. The harbor rests, ships rocking in slow, patient rhythms. Even the streets seem to pause, as if unwilling to break the spell of the night too soon. Inside the library, there is movement, not the kind that startles or interrupts, the kind that prepares. Stone cools, then warms slightly as the first suggestion of dawn approaches. The air shifts, carrying a faint promise of morning. Dust motes that drifted freely through the night begin to settle, lowering themselves gently onto shelves and ledges, as if answering a quiet call. Parchment smooths itself, their edges softening, their bindings easing into perfect alignment. Nothing is forced. Everything happens slowly, naturally, as though the library has been doing this forever. Oil lamps dim one final time, their flames shrinking until they are little more than glowing hearts of light. They are not extinguished yet. Night is still present, lingering kindly. Darkness thins into deep blue, then softens further. The first pink tones of morning appear, delicate and shy. They touch the glass, then spill gently onto the stone floor. The light does not rush, it moves carefully, respectfully, across the room. It grazes the edges of shelves. It rests briefly on the spines of scrolls, warming them just enough to wake without stirring. The library welcomes it. Somewhere deep within the building, a quiet, settling sound passes through the halls. Not a noise, exactly. More like a collective adjustment. The shelves straighten, the floors grow still, and that is exactly as it should be. The alcoves remain dim, protecting those who still sleep. Cushions hold their shape, blankets stay warm. Breathing continues, slow and even. A window opens just a little wider, letting in cool morning air. It carries the faint scent of the sea, tinged now with something fresh, something new. The breeze drifts through corridors, lifting curtains slightly, then moving on. Dust finishes settling. Silence deepens rather than breaks. The great library breathes in the coming day without any sense of hurry. It knows the scholars will return when they are ready. It knows questions will come. It knows voices will fill the halls again, but not yet. It simply arrives. It rests alongside the shadows, sharing the space. The librarian, unseen now, has completed their rounds. There is nothing left to adjust, nothing left to calm. The stories are ready. If you are listening, you may feel this same readiness within yourself. Not the readiness to rise, but the readiness to rest just a little longer. To stay in that space between night and day, where nothing is asked of you. Breathing remains slow. The body remains heavy. The mind remains quiet. Nothing urgent happens. And that is the point. The Great Library of Alexandria holds this moment carefully, allowing it to stretch, to linger, to soften completely before the day begins. You are welcome to stay here as long as you need, resting, waiting, at peace. Now, in this gentle space between night and morning, the narrator invites you to walk once more through the great library. There is no need to stand or move your body. Simply follow the sound of the voice and let the rooms appear in your mind, one by one, unhurried and calm. Just curves and contours that guide the eye slowly from place to place. The floor beneath you feels especially steady in this hall, grounding. Each step feels measured, reassuring, crossing a mountain range only to pause in a wide valley beyond. The hall invites long breaths in and out. You are not navigating, you are observing. When you are ready, the narrator guides you onward. The ceiling here is higher, darker, as if the night sky has been brought indoors. Lamps glow faintly along the walls, their light cool and silvery. You feel your breathing slow as you step inside. Everything here moves on a scale that allows for rest. Stars rise, stars set, and nothing is ever late. Concerns feel very small here, easily released. Time feels vast, forgiving. The room seems to hold you in that feeling, in pause. Out. Light shifts gently across the charts, like starlight passing behind thin clouds. The effect is hypnotic, soothing. You may notice your eyelids growing heavier, your body settling further into stillness. When the moment feels complete, the narrator leads you onward once more. The next doorway opens into the archive of ancient poetry. The atmosphere changes immediately. This room is warmer, softer, more intimate. Shelves are lower. Seating is scattered throughout, cushioned and inviting. The light here glows amber, like late afternoon, even though morning is near. Scrolls rest quietly, many tied with faded ribbon. They hum faintly, not with sound, but with emotion, longing, gratitude, wonder, peace. You do not read the poetry, you feel it. A sense of voices across time, speaking slowly, carefully, without needing a response. Each poem is like a breath, exhaled long ago, still warm, still kind. The room encourages you to slow completely. Your shoulders drop, your jaw softens, your breath deepens. You may choose to sit here, or simply stand and absorb the calm. There is no correct way to be in this space. The poetry asks nothing of you. The narrator's voice grows softer now, blending with the stillness of the archive. Words become fewer, pauses grow longer. The 3 rooms remain behind you, yet their moods linger. Grounded space from the hall of maps, vast calm from the room of star charts, gentle warmth from the archive of ancient poetry. Together, they settle within you. The Great Library holds you in this balance, and you can rest here, letting curiosity fade into comfort, letting awareness soften into sleep. There is nowhere else to go, nothing else to explore, only quiet, only rest, only this gentle moment, unfolding exactly as it should. Deep within the archive of ancient poetry, tucked between 2 shelves that seem to hum softly with past words, rests a scroll unlike any other. Its linen is pale, almost glowing in the soft amber light. Unlike the other scrolls, it does not hum with memory or whisper with stories. Instead, it waits, patiently, quietly, attentively. This is a scroll that listens. The narrator guides you closer, though there is no pressure to touch or open it. Simply imagine approaching. The scroll feels aware of your presence, of your breath, of the way your body carries the weight of the day. Its calm is subtle but profound, as if it already knows exactly what you need. When unrolled, nothing appears at first. No words, no pictures, only the faint shimmer of possibility, the promise of reflection. And yet, as your thoughts drift, the scroll responds. Each worry, each fragment of tension, each restless feeling is gathered silently. It does not judge, it does not push, it simply listens. And then, very slowly, the scroll begins to transform your thoughts. Tired images of deadlines, noise, and motion dissolve into gentle pictures that carry no urgency. A thought of a crowded street softens into waves rolling lazily on a quiet shore. A memory of a harsh argument fades into drifting clouds, moving across a wide open sky. The sharp angles of anxiety curl into the flicker of a single candle, warm and steady, in a dark room where nothing moves too fast. You do not have to interpret or guide these images. They flow naturally. Your mind does not need to work. It is enough simply to observe, to allow the scroll to rewrite the day's noise into calm, peaceful shapes. With each breath, the effect deepens, in and out. A crowded thought of too many tasks shrinks into a slow, circular rhythm of waves lapping at the shore. A restless worry about the future softens into a drifting cloud, its edges rounding as it floats, untethered, across a limitless sky. A jumbled memory of yesterday dissolves into candlelight, small and unwavering, flickering gently, inviting you to slow and simply be. Your chest begins to rise and fall in quiet harmony with these images. Your shoulders loosen, your jaw softens, even your fingertips seem to relax, heavy and warm in your lap. The scroll does not rush. It waits for every fragment of thought to find its form, to settle into calm. And as each image appears, it lingers just long enough for your mind to feel the peace it carries before gently fading away, leaving nothing but a sense of spaciousness and quiet. You may notice that time itself seems to slow here. In this corner of the library, before sunrise, the breath of the scroll, your own breath, and the gentle pulse of the building are all synchronized. There is no need to move, no need to speak, no need to think, only to allow in, pause, and out. The Great Library watches over this process, steady and patient. Columns, walls, floors, they seem to lean slightly closer, as if to support the quiet miracle of release happening in this small space. Every other scroll in the room waits respectfully, understanding that tonight is not about knowledge, but about restoration. The special scroll continues its gentle work. One tired thought dissolves into the gentle rocking of a boat on calm water. Another flickers into a candle's glow, warm and steady. Yet another melts into a cloud, drifting across an endless, pale morning sky. The effect reaches even deeper as the scroll's magic intertwines with the surrounding rooms, the Hall of Maps, where each line now seems to trace peaceful journeys rather than obligations. The Room of Star Charts, where constellations twinkle not in calculations, but as patient, distant companions. The Archive of Ancient Poetry, where verses breathe with warmth and familiarity rather than questions or expectation. And in this moment, you are fully present, fully supported, fully relaxed. The scroll's listening is complete, yet unending. It will remain ready to meet any lingering thoughts with patience and calm, and it does so without demand or urgency. Here, you may close your eyes, if they are not already, and let the scroll's reflections carry you further. Let the waves, clouds, and candlelight settle inside you. Let them ripple gently through your limbs, through your chest, through the quiet space behind your eyes. Nothing more is required. Nothing more is expected. Only the gentle, unhurried unfolding of rest held within the heart of the Great Library of Alexandria. Your thoughts now float, lightly, untangled, drifting like the calm images the scroll has created. The library breathes slowly around you, the scroll's magic humming softly in harmony with its stone and air. You are safe here. You are still. You are at peace. And the scroll listens on, ready to cradle your mind whenever you need, weaving the quietest, gentlest of dreams. The Great Library exists in an endless golden evening. The sky outside its vast windows never darkens fully, but glows with the soft amber and rose of a sun that lingers just above the horizon. Warmth fills the halls, not the harsh heat of day, nor the chill of night, but a gentle, constant temperature that hugs the skin and relaxes the muscles. The air is still, carrying only the faintest hint of parchment, polished wood, and the distant salt of the sea. In this time, the library itself seems to breathe in unison with the lingering light. Marble floors absorb the warmth, releasing it slowly, comforting every step. Columns and arches are bathed in gold, their shadows soft, forgiving. Even the lamps along the halls glow faintly, complementing the sunlight without competing with it. The narrator invites you to wander slowly again, though your body may remain still. Imagine passing through familiar rooms in this suspended evening. The Hall of Maps stretches before you, the maps catching the endless golden light. Coastlines shimmer faintly. Rivers seem to move gently, tracing slow arcs across continents, as if breathing along with the library. There is no urgency to explore, no path you must follow. simply noticing the shapes, the textures, and allowing the calm of observation to settle in your chest. Next, the room of star charts waits in soft, shadowed light. Planets, traced in careful arcs, feel as if they pause in their courses, perfectly still. Scrolls and books rest warmly, their pages faintly illuminated by the eternal sunset. The words are not read, only felt. Sitting here, the heart feels lighter, and the breath deepens. Time stretches, but not in a way that feels strange or heavy. It simply allows. A gentle breeze occasionally stirs from the windows, barely enough to ripple the edges of scrolls, carrying whispers of distant dreams released earlier into the night sky. Nothing demands attention. Even the special scroll that listens continues its quiet work here. Unrolled, it reflects tired thoughts and transforms them into images that fit this endless golden evening. Soft waves catching the sun, clouds drifting lazily across skies tinted with pink and amber. The library holds you in this moment. There is no plot to follow, no ending to anticipate. They do not ask anything of you except to exist here, quietly alongside them. You may feel your body sink further into stillness, your muscles unwinding completely. Thoughts rise briefly, then dissolve into calm shapes the waves, the clouds, the candlelight slowly, gently, as the scroll has taught. The Great Library of Alexandria, in this endless evening, exists for nothing more than this quiet moment. No one is expected to move. No one is expected to act. And here, in this suspended golden hour, you may simply rest. Your breath finds its slow, effortless pattern. At this moment, nothing begins, nothing ends. There's only this, only peace. Beyond the familiar halls, the narrator guides you toward quieter, more hidden spaces of the great library, still bathed in the endless golden evening, inviting gentle curiosity without urgency. First, you are led to a narrow alcove tucked between two tall shelves. The walls here are lined with scrolls wrapped in soft, faded silk, their spines catching the light like tiny sparks. A low bench rests against the wall, perfectly contoured to hold a seated body in comfort. The air smells faintly of aged parchment and the warm, amber light of the eternal sunset. Here, the golden glow pools in gentle circles on the floor, inviting you to sit or simply imagine resting in the space. In this alcove, your breath slows even further. There is no noise, no expectation, only the subtle hum of the library's stone and wood. Somehow, in this endless evening, the library has cultivated tiny gardens, and their leaves glisten softly in the golden light. The air carries the faint scent of blossoms, almost imperceptible, yet soothing, creating shadows that sway gently as though breathing alongside you. The library supports your body as if it remembers every journey you have taken. You notice your shoulders drop, your hands loosen, and even your mind begins to drift, carried by the warmth, the light, and the stillness. Next, you reach a small, circular room that opens to the sky above, a rooftop terrace within the library itself. The golden evening stretches infinitely overhead, and the sun hovers just above the horizon, suspended. From this vantage point, you can imagine seeing the city far below, quiet and sleeping. The streets, the harbor, the distant hills, they are all bathed in the same golden calm, as though the whole world has paused to breathe with the library. The rooftop terrace itself is simple, smooth stone underfoot, a low railing, and scattered cushions inviting rest. You may sit here, or lie back, or simply imagine being supported by the warm light. A gentle breeze stirs, brushing across your cheeks and lifting the edges of loose pages in nearby scrolls. Each movement is soft, deliberate, and entirely in harmony with your body's natural rhythm. And then the narrator draws your attention to a single, like the listening scroll from the archive. It does not tell stories. Instead, it mirrors the quiet state of your mind, reflecting thoughts and emotions as golden images in the eternal light. Clouds drifting slowly, tiny waves spreading across calm water, a candle's flame swaying but never extinguished. As you imagine unrolling this scroll, it gently transforms any remaining tension or restless thought. Each worry, each flicker of unease softens. The scroll reshapes it into imagery that matches the golden evening around you. Perhaps a wave rolls slowly across a still shore. Perhaps a cloud drifts lazily across the sky. Perhaps a candle glows steadily, casting warmth and comfort without expectation. Each image is transient and kind, fading only to be replaced by another, equally gentle, equally calm. Here, at this rooftop terrace, in the endless golden evening, the Great Library pauses fully. Its halls, its scrolls, its gardens, and its hidden alcoves all breathe as one with the light, the air, and your body. There is no pressure to move, no story to chase, no ending to anticipate. Everything is exactly as it should be. Your body sinks further into rest. Your breathing finds its natural, effortless rhythm. Your thoughts drift like the gentle images on the listening scroll. The warm air wraps around you. The golden light holds you. The library, eternal and patient, watches over everything. Here, nothing begins, nothing ends. There is only this moment, suspended perfectly, endlessly, allowing you to drift deeper into peace. The Great Library exists not for activity, not for achievement, not even for memory. It exists simply to hold this moment and to hold you, in, pause, and out. With every breath, you feel yourself melt further into stillness. The soft rustle of leaves in the indoor garden, the faint lapping of distant waves, the gentle sway of candlelight each detail becomes part of your body's own relaxation. There is nothing more to do, and so you rest, held in the endless golden evening of the Great Library of Alexandria, safe, calm, and utterly at peace. From the rooftop terrace, the narrator guides you back inside, into another part of the library that is even more secluded, more secret. Here is a small library cafe tucked behind an archway of polished wood and stone. No bustling crowds, no noise, only the faint aroma of spiced tea and honey. Tiny oil lamps glow along the shelves, casting soft amber pools of light over low tables. Cushioned chairs invite you to sit, though there is no rush. You might imagine yourself sitting down, wrapping your hands around a warm cup. The liquid is soothing, carrying warmth into your fingertips and up your arms. Steam drifts lazily, twisting in the golden light, and the smell alone can ease the tension from shoulders, neck, and jaw. Every sip is optional. It exists simply as a gesture of comfort, a rhythm for your mind to follow. Across the room, scrolls lean gently against the walls. Some whisper faintly, not words, but the sense of a story that is quiet, patient, waiting to be touched. You are not called to read them. The act of simply being near them in this calm light is enough. From the cafe, the narrator slowly guides you into the scriptorium, a wide hall where soft golden sunlight filters through tall windows. Long tables stretch into the distance, each one scattered with blank sheets, gently curling ink brushes, and delicate quills. The room smells faintly of fresh ink and warm wood. It hums with a soft quiet, like the library's heartbeat slowed to a lullaby. Here, no words need to be written. No letters need form. You may imagine the brushes moving, lifting lightly across paper in slow, meditative gestures, yet nothing is urgent. The ink does not dry quickly. The quills are never pressed too hard. The pages remain patient. You feel your own hands relaxing, the rhythm of your fingers softening, as if they too could float across paper without tension. Beyond the scriptorium, a courtyard opens into the endless golden evening. Here, fountains bubble in gentle arcs, the water sparkling faintly in the warm light. Tiny paths of polished stone wind through fragrant gardens, where flowers nod lazily in the eternal warmth. A single bench under a low archway of vines invites you to sit. The sound of water, slow and rhythmic, pairs perfectly with your breathing. In, pause, out. In, pause, out. Perhaps you notice small birds perched quietly on the fountain's edge, their feathers glowing faintly in the golden light. They do not startle, they do not sing loudly. They simply exist, adding another layer of soft life to the library's calm. In a corner of the courtyard, a special scroll rests on a small pedestal, bathed in sunlight. This is another of the listening scrolls, quieter than the one in the archive. It responds to the mood of the garden, reflecting the peaceful stillness back to you. Thoughts of hurry, worry, or unrest melt immediately, dissolving into visions of sunlight on water, petals drifting in the air, and the gentle ripple of fountains. You do not need to touch it. Its presence alone is enough. Each breath you take syncs naturally with the slow pulse of the fountains, the sway of the leaves, the subtle shift of shadows across the stone paths. Time stretches, but there is no sense of hurry or measurement. The library is infinite on this golden evening. Every hallway, every room, every quiet corner, every garden and terrace exists simply to cradle you in calmness. The light never fades. The air never chills. The sun never demands that the day begin. And so you move through the spaces in your mind. Or perhaps you stay in one: the courtyard, the scriptorium, the cafe, the rooftop terrace letting. Each one seep into your body and your awareness. You may feel the scrolls, reflections of your thoughts, drifting across your mind, turning tension into gentle imagery. You may feel your own muscles releasing, your heart slowing, your chest softening. The Great Library of Alexandria, in this endless golden evening, exists entirely for moments like this, for rest, for calm, for peace without purpose. You are free to stay here as long as you need, and let every sound, every light, every gentle motion carry you deeper into stillness. In, pause, and out. Your breath follows the rhythm of the fountains, the gardens, the light, the scrolls. Your body settles fully into a state of comfort. Your mind drifts like clouds across the golden sky. Every thought that rises is met with gentle reflection, transformed into calm imagery. There is no urgency. There is no expectation. Only the library. Only the golden evening. Only you, resting quietly in its care. The sun lingers above the horizon, soft and endless. The air holds its warmth. The library hums with patient life. The scrolls wait, listening. The fountains ripple. The gardens sway. and you drift further into peace. From the courtyard, the narrator guides you up a spiral staircase made of smooth marble, worn slightly from countless quiet steps over centuries. The air grows warmer, softer, filled with the faint scent of old wood and stone. As you ascend, the golden light of the endless evening filters through narrow, arched windows, painting long, lazy beams across the walls. Each step feels measured, deliberate, calming, as if the building itself guides your body to slow, to relax. At the top, you enter a small, circular tower. Its windows curve with the walls, offering a panoramic view of the city beyond. The streets rest silently below, the harbor smooth, and the rooftops glow in gentle golds and ambers. There is a soft breeze, just enough to move the edges of curtains and the pages of resting scrolls, carrying warmth and faint whispers of jasmine and salt from the sea. A low bench hugs the curved wall, inviting you to sit or lie back. You may imagine leaning against the cushions, feeling the smooth curve of the stone beneath you, feeling supported and safe. The narrator encourages your breathing to slow further, matching the rhythm of the endless evening outside. In, pause, out, in, pause, out, in, pause, out. From the tower, the narrator leads your mind to a hidden alcove deep in the library, where a small fireplace glows faintly. The fire does not crackle loudly. It does not demand attention. Its warmth spreads gently through the room. The mantel holds scrolls and small glass jars that catch the golden light, scattering tiny reflections across the walls. Here, the air is soft and still, carrying only the faint scent of burning wood and warm parchment. You may imagine yourself sitting before the fire, letting its steady warmth fill your body. Muscles continue to loosen, shoulders drop, jaw softens, and the mind drifts without effort. Outside, the golden evening remains suspended, bathing the room in perpetual warmth and calm. On a nearby table rests another listening scroll. Unrolled, it reflects your current thoughts, turning any lingering restlessness into soothing images. Perhaps a river curves slowly across a quiet valley. Perhaps clouds drift over gentle hills, lazily floating with the light. Perhaps candle flames sway softly in a warm, silent room. Each image is steady, unhurried, and comforting, inviting you to melt further into rest. From here, the narrator guides your imagination to a quiet reading room, one with shelves of leather-bound books and soft pillows scattered across the floor. The golden light streams in through high windows, highlighting the textures of pages and wood. The room hums with patience. Each book waits without demand. Each scroll rests in perfect alignment. You are free to sit, to lie down, or simply float in awareness, held in the calm. Another gentle breeze drifts through this room, lifting the edges of pages, gardens, and the soft heartbeat of the library. All of it blends seamlessly with the endless golden light, weaving a cocoon of warmth and stillness. Finally, the narrator leads you to a hidden balcony tucked along the upper corridors, where small lanterns glow faintly, casting soft pools of light onto stone floors. The view stretches endlessly: rooftops, gardens, courtyards, and distant seas, all bathed in the eternal evening. Here, the air feels lighter, yet warmer, like a gentle embrace. You may imagine leaning against the stone railing, feeling the subtle shift of air on your skin, the warmth of the sun suspended just above the horizon. The listening scrolls in this space, too, continue their quiet work, Thoughts of busy days, of unfinished plans, of small worries. GS1 is transformed into gentle imagery, tiny ripples on a golden pond, clouds drifting lazily, candlelight flickering softly in a quiet room. Every breath you take syncs naturally with the movement of these images, and your mind grows heavier with calm, your body settling more deeply into stillness. There is nowhere to go, nothing to do. The Great Library of Alexandria, in its endless golden evening, exists entirely for this moment of peace. Every hall, every scroll, every hidden corner, every flicker of light, and every ripple of air is here to cradle you. And now, as you rest in these secret, quiet spaces, the golden evening surrounds you fully. There is no night, no day, only this infinite warmth and light. Your thoughts dissolve into images of calm. Your body grows heavier, sinking fully into relaxation. Your mind floats with the gentle rhythm of the library, the scrolls, and the endless golden sun. Nothing begins, nothing ends. There is only stillness, only warmth, only peace. Here, you may drift completely, held by the great library in the softest, calmest embrace imaginable. From the quiet balcony, the narrator gently guides your imagination down a narrow spiral stair leading to a hidden water garden tucked beneath the library. This is a secret place few have ever wandered. The room is low-ceilinged but wide, and soft golden light from the endless evening reflects off shallow pools. Water trickles gently from small stone fountains, the sound slow and rhythmic, like a heartbeat measured in the calmest of pulses. The air is warm and still, with just a hint of moisture, softening the senses. You may imagine stepping carefully along the polished stones between the pools, each one reflecting the golden light, the floating leaves, and the ceiling above, which seems to glow with the same perpetual sunset. Tiny water plants drift lazily, their stems swaying with invisible currents. You do not need to move fast or at all. Simply noticing, simply existing here is enough. Along the edges of the pools, lanterns hang from low arches, their soft glow merging seamlessly with the ambient golden light. The combination of water, warm light, and gentle trickle creates a hypnotic rhythm. With each breath, you may feel your body sinking further into relaxation, matching the slow, steady pulse of the fountains. In pause, out, in pause, out. On a carved stone pedestal near one of the pools rests another listening scroll. Unrolling it is optional. Its presence alone is enough. It reflects any remaining tension, weaving it into images that float gently across the water, clouds drifting above an endless horizon, golden sunlight rippling across quiet waves, candle flames flickering in a room of soft shadows. Each image lingers just long enough to be felt, then dissolves, leaving only calm. Beyond the water garden lies a corridor of glass walls, another secret space. The walls curve inward slightly, creating a cocoon-like feeling. Through the glass, golden light filters in, bending softly across the floor. Dust motes float lazily in the light, each one a tiny, mesmerizing speck moving without effort. The effect is hypnotic, drawing attention to nothing, and yet holding everything in gentle focus. Along this corridor, scrolls rest on low shelves, each one reflecting some quiet fragment of human experience, moments of wonder, gratitude, rest, and peace. You are not required to read them. Their purpose is simply to exist, to offer a calm presence. You may imagine brushing your fingers lightly across one, feeling the cool texture of parchment, the faint grain of ink, and sensing that the scroll is alive with stillness. From here, the narrator guides your attention to a meditation room hidden at the end of the corridor. Its walls are lined with smooth stone and soft tapestries, colored in muted golds and warm ambers. The room is circular, empty, and completely silent, save for the gentle hum of the library itself. In the center rests a low platform surrounded by small cushions. You may imagine sitting or lying here. Your body is completely supported. Every muscle has softened. Every thought has slowed or dissolved. Your breath follows its natural, effortless rhythm. In, pause, out. In, pause, out. Along the walls, small listening scrolls float gently on invisible threads, responding to your presence without words. They transform any remaining restlessness into peaceful imagery. A golden river flowing endlessly, petals drifting over still water, clouds moving across an infinite sky. Each image is soft, slow, and warm, perfectly aligned with the golden light of the library and the eternal calm of this hidden meditation space. Even the tiniest details add to the tranquility. The soft rustle of tapestries in the still air, the faint glimmer of light across polished stones, the gentle reflection of the water garden from distant glass panels all work together to deepen relaxation. Here, in this most secret part of the Great Library, the endless golden evening is complete. There is nowhere to go, nothing to see, nothing to do. Time does not advance nor retreat. There is only stillness, warmth, and peace. You are fully cradled by this environment. Your body is heavy, soft, completely relaxed. Your mind drifts gently with the listening scrolls, the water, the light, and the warm air. Every thought transforms into calm imagery. Every breath grows deeper and steadier. And now you may allow yourself to sink completely into this stillness held by the Great Library. Nothing begins, nothing ends. There is no need to move, no need to think. Only the eternal golden evening, only the soft trickle of water, only the quiet rhythm of breath and calm. In, pause, and out. With each passing moment, your body softens further, your mind drifts further, and your awareness of the Great Library's warmth and light enfolds you completely. Here you may stay in perfect peace, drifting toward deep, dreamless sleep. From the meditation room, the narrator guides your imagination to the very heart of the Great Library Quiet. Central Hall, hidden behind tall arches and softly glowing lanterns. The hall is vast, but never overwhelming. Its ceiling curves high above, echoing the golden light, and the marble floors stretch wide and smooth, reflecting the warmth and calm. Every corner of this space exudes a sense of safety, stillness, and gentle support. In the center of the hall, there is a circular pool of water, perfectly still. The surface mirrors the endless golden light from above, capturing it like liquid sun. Floating on the water are tiny, delicate lotus blossoms, each one radiating warmth and tranquility. You may imagine sitting or lying beside this pool, letting the serene reflection hold your gaze. Every ripple, every shimmer, every gentle movement of a petal encourages your mind to slow, to soften, to release fully. Along the edges of the hall, the listening scrolls gather in quiet clusters. They do not demand attention, yet they are alive with the calm of countless quiet hours. Any thought that arises is immediately transformed by their magic. A worry becomes a drifting cloud. A flicker of anxiety softens into candlelight. A restless idea flows gently like water across the mirrored pool. You are not required to engage. The scrolls meet your mind wherever it is, weaving calm images that match your pace and your breathing. The narrator gently encourages your breath to synchronize with the environment. In, pause, out. In, pause, out. Feel the rhythm of the hall, of the water, of the golden light. Let it move through your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your legs, all the way to the tips of your fingers and toes. Your body grows heavier, more relaxed. Your muscles melt into the support beneath you. Above you, the golden light of the endless evening flows like a slow river across the ceiling. Dust motes float lazily, reflecting it in tiny sparks. You may imagine each one as a soft, gentle star, drifting without purpose, without hurry. Your mind drifts with them, weightless, carried by the rhythm of the library and the light. The distant sound of fountains, gardens, and trickling pools echoes faintly through the hall. It is steady, hypnotic, calming. Each note of water, each flicker of reflected light, each ripple across the pool guides you deeper into stillness. Every inhalation draws in warmth, peace, and safety. Every exhalation releases tension, thoughts, and effort. If you have been following along, your mind may now feel empty of urgency. Your body may feel completely supported. The endless golden evening stretches in all directions, surrounding you with warmth and calm. The library, with all its rooms, scrolls, terraces, gardens, and fountains, exists entirely to hold you here, gently, patiently, without expectation. And now, the narrator invites you to let go fully. Allow your awareness of the library to fade softly into your mind, carrying with it the warmth, the golden light, the rhythm of breathing, and the quiet reflection of the listening scrolls. Let your body and mind sink into this stillness completely. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to think, nothing more to see. Only the soft golden glow, the gentle pulse of water, the drifting images of clouds, waves, and candlelight, all of it cradling you into complete rest. In pause, out. In pause, out. With each breath, each heartbeat, each moment, your body and mind become lighter, even as your limbs feel heavier and more supported. Your mind drifts on the currents of golden light. Your thoughts dissolve. Your body softens. Every muscle, every fiber, every cell releases its tension completely. And now, in this final, deepest layer of the Great Library, the endless golden evening holds you fully. There is nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to anticipate. You are completely cradled. You are completely safe. You are completely at peace. The listening scrolls continue their gentle work in silence. The fountains ripple softly. The lotus blossoms drift slowly. The golden light glows, steady and warm. You drift deeper, slower, calmer. And in this perfect stillness, you may allow yourself to slip entirely into sleep. Dreamless or dream-filled, light or deep, it does not matter. The library holds you. The golden evening holds you. Your body and mind are free, fully relaxed, completely at peace. Sleep now, gently, softly, endlessly.